As you can see, different backdrop. I'm in America. I'm back in Texas to see my family for about a month. Parents are coming from Europe. My sister's currently in California and she'll be back in a few days. And Victoria is in a different city in Texas and she has work and today she's coming back. So I'm currently at home alone. So I figured it'd be a great time to film a video, I guess, for this week. Sorry, girl, ignore that. We have this treadmill on the second floor. Girl, we never use that shit. Right before I left Korea, first of all, I tried to not bring too much makeup because I knew I was not gonna be doing too much. But I did buy a few things that, I wanted to like review or like make videos on. And one of them is 3CE's new makeup. And girl, I said this before, ever since 3CE got bought out by L'Oreal, I have not given a shit about any of the releases. Like, some things will pique my interest, but there's something about 3CE, girl. 3CE was the brand, girl. She was the K-beauty brand. She was that girl. But lately, none of the stuff has been hitting for me, despite some of the cool stuff that has come out. Maybe it's the colors for me. I think that's what it is. I think with 3CE, in terms of colors, I feel like they're not that you have to be always trend or innovative, but I don't know. Anyway, the packaging on their new stuff has got me really interested. So it's like this new magnetic shit, which at first I was like, oh my God, that looks so fucking cool. But then immediately after that, I was like, I'm gonna get tired of this shit real quick. But here's their contour palette and all their stuff has it's like this magnet. So that's really cool, I guess. Yeah. They actually have like a PR package, I think, that some creators got. And I was like, girl, I want that. I felt like I was like the only person to ever talk about 3CE to the extent that I did. I don't know, as popular as they were, I felt like nobody else really talked about them that much. So the fact that I never get PR from them, girl, betrayal. Betrayal. Even the girls at which, rest in peace, they had like the 3CE cinema up at Karasuge. If you've ever been there before, it's like their flagship store. Girl, Karasuge is like dead now. It's like dead. Their flagship store is like this empty building now. And that's so, girl, it was the end of an era. So sad. I even think their Myeongdong flagship store is like not a thing anymore. The Pink Hotel, girl, I don't fucking know. Anyway, I just washed my face with the Hesser gel cleanser. And now that I'm actually using, am I allowed to talk about these? I'll do it here. And if I'm not allowed to, I'll take it out of the video. But on my way here to Texas, from Incheon, there's usually 2 layover stops. It's either LA or Seattle. And this time I stopped at Seattle and I actually hung out. If you follow me for a long time, you might have seen one of my first videos when I was like, start really like taking YouTube seriously, where I filmed a video with my coworker from when I worked at the army base. His name is Russell. Hi, Russell, if you ever see this. We hung out because he actually moved to Spokane, Washington. So he actually made a trip over all the way to Seattle to come see me, along with Diana. Hi, Diana. And girl, 너무 오랜만이야. It was very much long time no see vibes. 잠깐만, foundation I'm gonna do. I didn't want to bring all those heavy bottles, so I put everything into these little things that I use for my makeup kit. This is Charlote Tilbury, and this one is Glow BB Cream. Here's the thing, girl. I do not have preferences for boys in terms of race. For me, it really depends on where I'm at. Girl, when I lived in El Paso, Texas, my thirst for Mexican boys, and at the time, it was the height of the emo scene, girl. It was at the height of the emo / scene era. Oh my God. I saw a post on TikTok about like, oh, nobody can beat Mexican emos. And I was like, girl, yes, sis. All the Mexican emos on MySpace. Ugh. Anyway, being in fucking Seattle, girl, my thirst for white boys reawakened. Oh my God. Also, I do think it's funny how, if you watch my podcast with Eddie like a few days ago, we were talking about like the way gays look in each country, and the Seattle gays look just like the Hollywood gays to me. And it's just funny to me because there are always big groups of like really tight short shorts and tank tops and snapbacks. I love it. It was actually my first time exploring. Actually, no, it was like my second time going to Seattle. The first time was when I was really young to go see a baseball game, girl. Ugh. My attempt at a straight era. I fully, because when I was in elementary school, I lived in Tacoma, Washington, and baseball was huge. Of course, the Seattle Mariners, girl, I tried so hard to like convince myself that I could get myself into baseball because baseball players, oh, girl. 근데 it just didn't fucking work. I was so fucking bored out of my mind. But yeah, white boys. And girl, every time I fucking open Grindr or Tinder or whatever here in Texas, I am sorry, it is no shade to the girlies up in Texas, but it is a fucking, I don't know if it's because I'm just used to living in Korea at this point where, again, I talked about this with Eddie, it's very much like, there's like a way of speaking to people when you first talk to them on the apps, like, oh, 안녕하세요, oh, where do you live? Do you live alone? I'm just kidding. I haven't gone that lately. Do you live alone? It's a very common question to ask in Korea, but on the apps, I haven't gone that recently. Yeah, up in America, it's always just like, hey, cutie. Hey, sexy. Accompany. Maybe it's just me. You know, I am Asian, so I am not the majority here. And so on the rare occasion that I do get a message, probably just from weirdo people that have a Asian fetish. Real bad bit. Oh my god, that song, that new aespa song is stuck in my head. I do not like that song, y'all. Dirty work, but it's stuck in my head. And I've said this before. I don't care to like a song only because it's stuck in my head. I want to actually not only have it stuck in my head, but actually like it. For example, Gabriella by Cat's-Eye. Hands off, Gabriella. Yeah. Another one that's kind of been stuck in my head, but I'm actually really liking is Baby You Make Me Smile. 네 스타일은 다 맞아. 그게 너라서 더 좁아. Style by 하치. 좋지. I saw someone make like this AI cover where with instead of 하치, it was Girls' Generation's voices. Girl. My second gen fan heart. Oh my god, I just randomly thought about this. Do you guys know that creator Sungbin? I made a video with him like a long time ago, like one time I did something for his channel. I filmed something for my channel, but I never uploaded because I was too lazy to edit it. But basically, Sungbin, he's a guy that dated that Polish girl, that girl that does like K-pop dance covers. She was also in like Kiss of Life's video for Sticky. Girl, tell me why he started all of a sudden posting these weird videos about like all carnivore diet. Don't get me wrong. I love watching those videos because it's more like almost like a mukbang thing for me, seeing those people eat those sticks of butter and like just like slabs of steak. He just started making this weird content talking about like, why are you going to the dermatologist? I'm like, girl, you've never fucking had acne in your life. What the fuck you talking about? Mr. AOU. I don't know, apparently he's trying to like change the direction of his content because all his content was basically couple content, which is fine. But even for me, I knew like, honestly, I feel for the couples out there that make YouTube content because it's probably not that easy making all your content around being in a relationship with someone and trying to make content based around the relationship while maintaining that relationship and not having work and love life get in the way of each other. Sis. Oh shit, hold on, I forgot to put lip balm on. 잠깐만. Usually I'll put like the product name like up here. And so I'm gonna start putting some kind of symbol there to signify whether it's available on HEMEKO. You guys know I started doing like I started HEMEKO's affiliate girl because I stand HEMEKO. And I actually started making content for them on their social media stuff. So if a product that I use is ever available on HEMEKO, I'll put a symbol here so that you know, so that you can use my code if you happen to want to purchase it. If you go on HEMEKO store, you can, through my link, you can use my code to get a little bit of a discount. Up to you if you want to use it. This is Glow's, Preach Peptide Lip Balm. This one is in the shade Coral Reef. Oh, I said shade, but I think they're all just scents or flavors because they're all just transparent. You guys know I love a good sticky ass lip balm, and this is kind of like on the cusp. It's like between sticky and like not sticky. Does that make sense? It's not as like flimsy as something like Vaseline, but it's not as sticky as something like the ginger overnight lip mask that I love and enjoy, which I don't think I actually brought because I only brought this with me. Something I bought that I think is only available in Asia, but I've kind of been really into it because I bought it like on a whim because I just saw it. I thought the packaging was pretty. But this is from MAC. It's the Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur Pressed Powder Duo. And this girl, love the color, but this shake, look at that. That's disgusting. It's a dual powder. And it's one of those powders that's really hard. So you see how it's like very thin. It's giving like Fenty blotting powder vibes. Very similar to this one that I reviewed in my last video, the flower nose one. Very similar. Hard-ish powder. There's a white one that's supposed to, set or whatever. There's this like light lavender one that's supposed to brighten, but to be honest with you, I don't really notice a brightening effect. For me, I like that it's really light, but also non-dry, because you guys know I freaking love my Perfect Diary powder, but that shit can dry my skin the fuck out, girl. This is really great because I've been really into the AOU blushes Of course, I always am. But when I'm using the more glowy ones, what I've been doing lately, because I saw this tip on TikTok, if you're gonna use a glowy blush and you have more oilier skin, which I have dehydrated skin, which is technically dry on the inside, but I get oil on the outside. So anyway, a light layer of powder, and then you can use the glowy blush on top. And I've been loving to use powders like this to kind of give me that light setting. Because if I try to do that on like a really intense powder like the Perfect Diary one, then it kind of doesn't work out as well. So you see the difference? Because my sister knew I was going to be alone for a few days, so she bought me some Hot Pockets to feed. She bought me Hot Pockets, macaroni and cheese, and fucking hamburger helper to keep me going until because whenever I'm here with my sisters, we all kind of just go out to eat. But of course, I wanted something a little bit more. Y'all, this is one of the things I love about being in Korea. Delivering food is so much cheaper. In general, eating out is cheaper in Korea, but also especially delivery. The delivery fee, like I get it. You're hiring people to like deliver your food and stuff. And in America, it's much wider. So, you got to spend money on gas and stuff. But it's so expensive to eat, like order food here in America. Girl, I bought one fucking, what was it? What did I buy? Chipotle? Girl, one goddamn burrito, which was like, what, $14? Already pricey. But then on top, I basically ended up paying like $35 in the end. Bruh. With the delivery fee, of course, you got to tip the driver, got to tip. I'm going to use this lavender one just to see if it, like, I don't know, like for me in person, I don't notice the difference, but maybe it will do something on camera. 효과 있나? 없어. And then I'm going to use some eyebrow. I'm going to show you something new, actually. This is from H.chi. We all love the gray lip tint from H.chi. I actually didn't bring it with me. This one? This brand? They have eyebrow stuff now. This is the cover-up eyebrow. On one side, you have the actual pencil, which is like this oval-shaped, sharpish, so you can draw brow hairs. You can't get it as sharp as something like, you guys know I love my Chinese pencils. It doesn't get as sharp as this, but you can still kind of draw hairs. And you can also kind of like just shade in. And then on the other side, it has a brow gel. The brow gel is really good. Like it colors eyebrow hair really, really well. It's comparable even to the heavy rotation. Very comparable. However, it is really tiny. And so I feel like I've run out of this shit so quickly. And also it gets gumped up with so much product, which is a little bit annoying, but the product stuff is really good. And then in the center here, you have a little concealer base so you can actually clean up your eyebrows. There's 3 shades. There's the one I just showed you is Taupe Brown. So actually this is perfect for now that I have red hair, or in general if you have brownish hair. If you have really dark hair, or black hair I guess, they have Ash Gray, which the actual gel is just clear. And then if you have really light hair, your hair's bleached or blonde, number 1, Walnut Light is very good at covering up. I think I'll insert a little clip here because I did film videos for this for HEMEKO. I guess the only downside is that it doesn't have a spoolie with it. So I brought this with me on the plane for my little, I wanted to look cute for when I get off at Seattle. So I brought some makeup with me, but I forgot to bring a spoolie brush. So I had to be very careful about filling my brows on a moving plane because if I fuck up, then I can't brush it out like I normally would. But this is very much like, I don't know, it's probably because I'm used to doing my little Xiaohongshu style of brows where it's like the individual hairs. So for this one, it's more of like a very typical K-beauty brow. More so filling in like a shadow. You see what I mean? At the front, I kind of hold it on, as I'm filling in this side, the other side of the pencil kind of sharpens a little bit. So I'll use that slightly sharper side to create brow hair. But because it's not as sharp as my Chinese pencils, the hair comes out a little bit thicker. So I have to be more careful because it can look very like too much and really blocky at the front. Actually, let me do one whole eyebrow just to show you what it looks like. You gotta really wipe this shit off because it's so much product. Look at this is the little brush. It looks like a little paint knife, an artist palette knife. But it's super pigmented, so it colors super well. And it's really, I feel like if you're careful about it, the actual formula is really thin. Because sometimes some eyebrow mascaras that color are so thick and it makes your brows look more, I mean, some people want that more voluminous brow, but for me, I've naturally, oh, not sparse, but like lighter brows. And so if it gets too much product, it looks very just like too much. So I like that it coats the hair enough so it gets the color, but it's not like this crazy thick looking shit. This side that has a concealer. To be honest, the concealer is not that pigmented. So for me, when I was on the plane and I had to, if I accidentally like drew out of my eyebrow or I put too much, I'll use this to just almost like wipe off any excess, like at the top or like here at the edge. There is a little bit of concealing power to this, but it's not like if you use a typical, like a regular like liquid or a cream concealer. It does help you get a little bit of a sharper brow, which is nice. It looks more 깔끔해, I guess. But so this is before, and this is after. So very nice. I think it goes well with his hair. I think. Have you guys seen K-pop Demon Hunters? Apparently, like everyone. To be honest, when I first saw the announcement of it, I was like cringe. But apparently, it's like really popular. It's actually really good. Apparently, so I need to. Even my friend that wouldn't normally watch stuff like that was like, it was pretty good. I was like, girl, I need to watch. I also need to watch Squid Game season 2. Didn't watch that, and season 3 just came out. So I need to. Girl, I'm so behind on like pop culture. Back when my parents would be like, when I was younger, I'd be like talking to my parents about pop music or like whatever's happening in the media, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my god, you don't know what's happening, girl. I'm in that stage now. I'm in that motherfucking stage now. Sometimes I feel like I only try to keep up with things because it's almost like it's part of my job. Does that make sense? As like an internet person. So I'm trying to grow my brow hairs again. I'm fully back in my Shangshu era with like the bushy ass eyebrows. I did see a few of my videos. Like I'll come across my videos every now and then I'll watch them. And back when I first started doing a lot of C beauty, I like literally did nothing to my brows. I would straight up. And at the time I had blonde hair, so I would literally just put fucking brow mascara through my brow hairs. It looked messy as fuck, girl. But I'm low-key kind of wanting to go back to that. I get so easily influenced by tutorials and shit. There'll be like a makeup product I haven't used in years or like a makeup tool I haven't touched in forever. And I see one person on Xiaohongshu or something or TikTok or YouTube use something similar or that product. Girl, I immediately go back to it. I'm like a whole new ass motherfucking person. Okay, now we can actually start with this shit. Actually, let me show you all their palettes. They have new contour, blush, and eyeshadow palettes. And they're divided actually by warm, neutral, and cool. To be honest, I liked all the color stories, but with my hair, I thought the warm would have looked the best. Also, because I think I got tanned this summer, so, especially girl, I probably got tanned in Seattle because it was so fucking, like the weather was great. Windy and nice if you're in the shade. But if you're in the sun, girl, it hurt. That sun was so strong. Anyway, I feel like I got a little bit tanned. So I felt like the cool and the neutral palettes would have like not shown up on me. I just got the warm blush and eyeshadow. And there's 2 contour palettes. I do think the magnet thing is cute, but I can really see myself getting tired of this shit super quickly. Just be careful not to lose it, I guess. I mean, you can do this, right? Let's start with the lighter shade as a sort of all over. I don't know, like in this light, my makeup, because of the way I set up my lights, the makeup always looks different from here and when it's like in natural lighting slightly. So in this current lighting, it looks really good. The color, the deeper shade to get a little bit more precise with it. Even just the addition of this like white shade in here, it's, girl, the C Beauty influence. I also do find it quite interesting that whenever Koreans speak about foreign countries, especially within the realm of like makeup or something, let's say like we're talking about Changshu makeup or we're talking about Western like baddie makeup or Instagram makeup, they always refer to them as like 언니. So it's like, oh, 중국 언니들, the Chinese older sisters, or like, oh, 미국 언니들, the American 언니s. And as we know, 언니 means older sister. I have seen like, when I'm watching like Chinese content, there's subtitles, they also use the word sisters. Do they also do, like for you guys that speak Chinese, do they also use a word similar to older sister, like 언니? I mean, I guess it would also be weird if they refer to them as like, oh, our younger sisters, our younger Chinese sisters. But I don't know, I do find that interesting. Like when they're talking about guys too, like, oh, hyung, my bro. My bro. Girl. When Korean boys call me my brother or my bro, girl, a part of me dies inside, bitch. I'm gonna mix those two real quick and add some shading right here. I think there was a little bit of shimmer in that brush because there's a little glitter on my face. But these are just matte shadows. And actually, I'll add a little bit of contour. Actually, no, I'm gonna use my ALU this time. I love this for Eyeshadow because you guys know I love that sharp ass Eyeshadow. The Pinpoint Eyebrow Balm. It's almost like an Anastasia dip brow pomade situation. But the second color, the lighter color, Milk Chocolate, love her for Eyeshadow. You see the difference? And then let's use this really pale ivory shade for highlighting. Now, yeah, I was worried the shit would not be that pigmented, and it is not that pigmented. When it comes to these like brightening, I mean, it's okay. When it comes to these brightening powders, I really need for them to be like really pigmented because I have a very, especially now that I'm tanned, these things never fucking show up on me, which, I mean, if, you know, subtle is better because if you go overboard with this shit, you know, it'll look crazy, but I want to be able to have that versatility, you know what I mean? Put some right here. Oh, let's contour the face. I forgot to do that, girl. I'm going to try it in my more recent style of contouring. Oh shit, this brush is still wet. Sorry. Kind of here. Let me do one side, see if we can see a difference. I think you can see a difference. Very subtle, which is good. I don't want there to be like a brown stain on my face. Yeah, this side looks more defined, I guess. But I don't know if it's giving me like Ollie London vibes. Whenever I get blonde hair, I always get comments about like Ollie London, looking like Ollie London. Honestly, sometimes I don't even think it's the blonde hair. I think people really just be like racist and shit. They're like, oh, an Asian that got plastic surgery, Ollie London. No. It's more like, oh, a gay Asian boy that got plastic surgery, so Ollie London, bruh. And the blonde hair does not help, so people will be crazy on the internet. Thing is, you guys know I don't really look at comments, especially like on TikTok, bro. I don't look at those comments. But when I open the app, sometimes the recent notifications will come up. It'll be at the top, so that's what I'll see by accident. Okay, I like that. It's very soft, so and smooth. So you get a really nice blend. I love, like the Kaleidos, one of my favorites. I always use this. I also really like the Romand one, but they're all varying levels of pigmentation. I would say this is more of like medium level pigmentation leaning lighter. Like for me, I'm like on the cusp of being able to use it because if you're any deeper than my skin tone, then girl, which for me, for reference, Tier foundation, I'm like a 23. If you're any deeper than that, girl, this shit will not show up on you. Unless you're only using like this color, but that'd be such a fucking waste. Oh my god, sorry. I feel like I'm spending too much damn time on this one goddamn palette. But I also forgot to add this highlight a little bit to right here. Yeah, but I really like this MAC powder because it gives a really beautiful canvas for the shading and blush and stuff because it goes on a lot smoother, which I'm actually going to do the blush now because you see this line here? Like, oh, it's cute. It's like, oh, defined cheekbones, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like that look, so I like to put a blush between the highlight and the contour to kind of make it blend it a little easier. So I'm going to use their blush palette. This is the shade number 1, Rosy Tan. Love these colors for soft summer, soft autumn, which is me. Yeah, I'm going to use this shade here because it's so subtle and neutral. I think it'd be a good transition shade for this area right here. Me dropping this shit already, bitch. What the fuck? Oh yeah, that's nice. It is so fucking subtle, but that's kind of actually what I want. I want it to look just like a natural sort of, I mean, I do like K-beauty or whatever, so usually I'll put like blush in a way where it makes you look cuter. I guess very much here, like under the eyes or whatever, but on the occasion that I want to have like just a natural flush to the skin, this is exactly the color I would use. So, very nice. Also put some here on my eyelid. I forgot to put powder on my eyelids, but this is a good way of, you can also use your blush to do that, to give a smooth canvas for your eyeshadow. Because a lot of the powders that come out of Korea these days, the blushes are really good quality, like they're really smooth and blendable. So you can also use it almost like setting powder on certain parts of your face. The chin. Wipe off a bit of that balm so I can put a little bit on here. A touch. I tend to go overboard with this shit, so. Key is really small brushes. I'll actually also add a touch here to my contour on the tip of my nose so it doesn't look so brown. Actually, I'll also put some right here on the sides of my nose too, because I've been liking that look as well. Right here. Yeah, it's kind of giving a, like the name rosy tan, like a tan vibe. I don't know if it's because of the contour or whatever, but I don't know if I like that or not. I probably just need to add color on my eyes because it's so bare here, and with all this color on my face, I look like those white people that tan at the beach except their eyes. It's giving that vibe. There is a highlighter in here that has a little bit of like a shimmer. Should we try that? Ooh. Can you see that? Not for the girls that like the blinding highlights. That is so fucking subtle, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty. It's giving healthy glow. But definitely, you can definitely see the shimmer. Okay. All right, let's dip into this palette. The Layer It All eye palette in #1, Rosy Hip. This is the color story. It's very much, remember the Overtake palette from 3C, the one that took the K-beauty world by storm? It's pretty much that. I'm gonna start with this shade here as a base. There's almost, it's very, very hard to see, but do you see a little bit of glow to it? I was like, oh wow, it blends really smoothly. And I think it's because there might be a little bit of like a mica or some kind of shimmer in there to help it blend. Because it's like matte, but it's that sort of glowy matte that's been popping up in a few brands lately. Like the one I can think of is Lisa Eldridge. If you ever tried her makeup brand, she has these matte shades, but there's a little bit of like a glow. So it's not like a super matte eyeshadow. It's giving me that vibe. So I'll add some here on the lower. Another reason I really like that AOU Pinpoint Brow Balm as my aiguisaire thing is because when I do aiguisaire shading with eyeshadow, I have to be very careful about doing any other eyeshadow on my lower lid because this action of blending underneath also blends out that line. And so I end up with basically nothing left for the aiguisaire. And it actually ends up looking more like a dark circle. So the brow balm stays like a sharp line. So I can put as much contouring here. And it's just the right amount of definition where it looks like aiguisaire to me. And I can put as much color here as I want without it disappearing. Let's add this color to the outer corner here. And also a touch here on the outer third, the samgak zone. And then I'm going to take that pale shade, which pretty much serves the same function as the matte highlighter shade in here. I'm going to use that on my inner part of my eye to brighten here. And connect it to my aiguisaire to brighten here. So I laid the color here earlier with the base color, and now I'm using the ivory shade to brighten a little bit. So you get that pop. I kind of want to use this shade here. This is the most Overtake ass looking shade in here. Because there was a color in the Overtake palette that looked just like this, I think, from a memory. Place that here. Oh, yeah. Kind of close to the lash line. I don't know if it's because of the brush, but that shimmer is really not showing on my eye that much, which can be good or bad. And then while we're at it, why not? Let's just dip into this new ass shade. I'm gonna put that out here. Yeah, all these are very light in pigmentation, and so they're smooth and they're easy to blend, so they're great for beginners, but don't buy this thinking you're gonna be able to layer everything. It's very much, you probably use 1 or 2 colors, maybe maximum 3, and you're good. If I had gone straight in with maybe this color, like immediately like on top of like maybe an eyeshadow, because I didn't use eyeshadow primer. Let's say I use a really powerful eyeshadow primer and then I use that, then yeah, maybe you can get more pigment, but based off of even like a swatch, do you see how light that is? Beautiful shade. This is a great one and done type of shade, but on top of this look where there's already a bunch of other eyeshadows, it's not gonna do much. Didn't expect much else. And you know, that is the typical K-beauty formula anyway, so where is my angled brush? Need my fucking angled brush. Where the fuck is she? There she is. I believe this is, because when you first see it, if you're familiar with makeup brands, this very much looks like a Makeup Forever brush, but I just got this from AliExpress. This is one of the first items that really opened my eyes to the fact that a lot of these Western brands that you'll probably see in Sephora, a lot of their stuff is just available in like AliExpress. I'm gonna use the deepest shadow in here, that brown here. I normally add like a wing, but I'm gonna try to keep it very compact. Like just, I guess, almost like going into a wing, but don't actually make the wing. Yeah, that is really not that pigmented. Which is, again, it's just okay. It's fine. For maybe if you do like a typical eyeliner, you can use it to blend it out. These ones I always use from Halka are way more pigmented. That vibe. Still really pretty look. Like, it's not offensive or anything. I'm just kind of used to my Sea Beauty eyeshadows now, so this is kind of like, you know, not that. It's just very typical K-beauty. I forgot to add shimmer, so when you take the shimmer shade here, which again is very similar to the highlight shade in the blush palette, I'm gonna use this to, I guess, put here on my Eyeshadow. So that now I actually used all the shades in the palette, and that's pretty much the look you get, which is, again, very pretty, not offensive. I'm gonna mix these two browns real quick and add a touch of that right here. Not all the way, because normally if I went all the way into the inner corner, it does look a little bit smoky, but I don't really want this to look smoky. I just want my eyes to be very defined, yeah. I made a video on my TikTok recently where I was talking about how there's that brand Skin 1004 or Skin 1004. When I first learned about the brand, a lot, like way before I blew up, I called it Skin Chunsa because 1004 in Korean is angel, so I'm assuming like that's like the concept, but like I posted that video, I was like, oh, it's pronounced Skin Chunsa. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if that's true or not. I just assume it's Skin Chunsa, but apparently some of my mutuals that work with the brand and they have met the brand, the people at the brand have said that they said to call it Skin 1004. You know, honestly, okay, whatever. If you want the people that you're paying money to promote your brand to call your brand Skin 1004, okay, that's fine. But it's like, that little thing to me, I don't know, it kind of gave me this vibe of like, they're just trying to be like a Western brand, which in my opinion, you're gonna see a lot of this in the upcoming, like now, like soon, where K-beauty brands that are trying to go global, they're basically just gonna try to be Western brands that are they just happen to be made in Korea. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine, I get it. Like you want to expand globally. Like, but I'm pretty sure if you go into the brand's office and you look at their mood board, it's probably a bunch of Rhode, you know, rare beauty, you know, which is fine, I get it. But to me, it's kind of sad because it's like losing the essence of like K-beauty, you know, when they're just trying to be basically Western brands. When in reality, all these foreign influencers that they're going to be working, people that, you know, that don't normally do K-beauty and stuff like that, they'll just see it as like some random Asian brand. Oh, K-beauty is living in 2075. Like, so they just don't take it as seriously, you know what I mean? It'll become almost like this like gimmick in a way where it's like, oh yeah, you know, maybe there'll be a way for them to discover K-beauty and really get into it. But you're just gonna see this trend of K-beauty brands paying Western influencers to promote them because they want to be more global. But then these Western influencers are probably not gonna really see them as much more than that. Just, oh, this K-beauty brand wants to work with me, great, one time, and then they just go back to their drunk elephant and their fucking, I don't know. I forgot to use this. I'm gonna use this color right here-ish. I've been so obsessed with doing this. Connecting my Eyeshadow to my blush area. This is actually really good if you happen to have really bad dark circles. You can take your blush, especially if it's a warm blush. It should be a warm blush if you're gonna do this, but if you have really bad dark circles, you can place your blush quite close to your eye here, and the color actually helps quite a bit in, it's not gonna take away your dark circle, but it will help neutralize it a bit. You know, kind of color correcting. I'm gonna go back into this real quick and on a tiny, tiny ass motherfucking brush. And I'm gonna contour my little Cupid's bow, which, you know, this is not new for me, but I'm trying to be more diligent about using a small brush because if I use an overlay, if anything bigger than this, it gets too like much here. It looks really weird. So also out here, in my head, it kind of lifts up my outer corners a little bit. Without, because there's some people that do this straight up like line right here. They'll put like a line, and that looks weird to me. So instead of that, I put a bit of shading here, and I don't know. To me, it kind of helps lift it up a little bit. I think I don't know, a little bit here. Nice. I don't know why I didn't do this, but I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter powder from earlier on the opposite side of the contour I did. Now, 3Z has a bunch of newer lip products that I didn't really buy, so I'm just going to use, I don't know. Oh, this is what I'll use. I'll use something that, I mean, it's not a new product for me. I talk about this shit all the fucking time, but there might be a little bit of like a special event happening, so, well, yeah, oh, it's right in front of me. AOU. I'm gonna use, I think for this look, I normally use Comfort Balm. Comfort Balm is like my go-to fucking color for like everything, but since this is more on the warm side, I'll use Fallen Leaf Balm, the one that's originally meant for like autumn warm tone people, girlies. I'm gonna use this Flake lip brush. I don't know if you guys saw it before, but if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I did very much a while ago where I got my makeup done at this shop. I can never fucking remember the name. The person that created A.chi, she made this lip brush in collaboration with Flick. You can use it with liquid and matte products, but for me, I particularly like it with matte lip products because I always like to use eyeshadow type brushes for applying matte lip products because it really gets into the crevices of the lip and fills in the lines. And it obviously it blends it out really nicely, so. Oh, how much I love this color. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. If I happen to accidentally influence you to purchase this product, this lip product, because of this video, I would hold on for a second. I would hold on for a second. Holy shit, that's so... And just as a last minute touch, the highlighter. A bit in here. Touch up on my nose. Again, a bit here right on this orbital cheekbone here. And there is the final look. Oh my god, hold up. Gotta use some mascara, girl. Some mascara. Should we do AOU? The brown one this time? This time I'm pretty sure I show this often on my channel anyway. I feel a little crazy. Let's use AOU has this cute little portable lash thing. Very nice. Girl, I have a bunch of lash curls that I love, but they're always so fucking inconvenient to carry around because they're so weirdly shaped. So having this one, very nice. To be honest, it does give me the vibes of those, if you were ever in Korea back in the day, or I think they probably still have them at Daiso now, even in the States. You know, the little plastic eyelash curls, they're actually very good, but it does remind me of that aesthetic. But it's actually really nice because it folds out. So it's a very nice handle. It feels like very ergonomic, I would say. And it just feels really nice and easy as compared to these ones, which feel a little bit like, I feel like sometimes I can easily like jerk my hand because of how skinny these are sometimes. But with this one, it feels like sturdy, like in the hand. I don't know. It's very comfortable to use. And I like the fact that the actual curler is pink, so you can see that your lashes are actually getting in there. My eyes are very round, so to be honest, the curvature of this isn't the best for my eye shape because I do have to kind of go in again on the outer corner, but as a lash curler in general, it's actually very, very good. Very easy, compact, lightweight, and I think it does a decent job of curling. In general, it's very comfortable. I feel like eyelash curls can be very scary for people sometimes, but this one makes it feel very easy and like beginner friendly. Me constantly shilling AOU, but I really do appreciate it. That's the thing I like about AOU is that because it's a makeup artist made brand, like she knows what she's fucking doing. It's not a bunch of rando people that don't really do makeup that often making makeup products, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a lot of brands these days. Girl, especially brands, a lot of the K-beauty brands are run by men. They hire a bunch of girls to make stuff, but you know, they just prove whatever. But these makeup artist made brands, I feel like they know what they're fucking doing. So I'm gonna use the brown long lash. which I personally like for my lashes, because it basically just, I don't know how to describe it. I like that look of like, if you ever play Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy or whatever, and they have, like, especially these days, the more recent ones where the graphics are insane, and they have like an up close of the face, and they have the lashes that are very fluffy looking. That's like the lashes I'm always trying to achieve. And I feel like with this formula, not just this formula, but also this wand, which is fucking tiny as hell, I feel like you can achieve that. Whereas other brands, they're always adding a bunch of bulk, because there is a volume version, and I personally don't like that as much as on my lashes, because it really adds a lot of bulk to the lashes. And so you lose that bit of like fluffiness, that fluttery vibe, which is what I like. And so I always also recommend this for people that already have a shit ton of eyelashes that are really long and thick, or like they already have beautiful lashes. And you just want to kind of enhance your lashes a little bit without making them look like spider legs. I always use the long lash version. This is the brown one. The black one, I always use as well on those types of girlies. So you can see, it's extremely subtle, but I like that sort of like fluttery. You know how you always see content on the internet talking about how like, oh, boys always have the best lashes, so unfair, and it shows like this white boy that has like these fluffy ass lashes. It gives that vibe, in my opinion. Don't feel like doing my hair, sorry. I'm trying to grow it out, so it's gonna be like this awkward, weird, messy face for a while, but there's the look. I actually, with everything on, it's very much a mood. You're not gonna get like, I mean, has anyone ever expected like intent, unless it's like an indie brand or like a more like alternative girly aimed brand, I feel like you're not gonna get super intense, like crazy levels of color and pigment from these stuff. But I don't know, I just wanted to try these because 3C Girl, I've not heard about her in so long, and you know, they have like different famous people as their models. I don't know if that helps. I believe they're still popular amongst, like in the Chinese market, I think. I have no idea. But I love, love, love the color combination that I tried today with like the warm palette. It's very much giving me a nostalgia in a way, because this is how I felt like I looked like back in 2016 with like that fucking Overtake palette. And like, girl, remember the Mood Recipe lipsticks? Oh my God. Oh, Mood Recipe, I haven't had that combination of words has not come out of my mouth in a long time. But anyway, do you like my In-N-Out shirt? My sister got this for me. I used to have the white, I have the white ones, but she got me a black one. And actually, like, I don't normally wear black, but since I got my red hair, I've been really into black a lot. So, hope you guys have a good week. I'll see you around. Be safe, and I don't know.